So, you're looking for a dog trainer in Levittown, and you want to make sure you find the absolute best fit for you and your dog. Well, you've come to the right place. We're going to walk through everything you need to know to make a really confident choice.
You know, life in Levittown has its own unique vibe, right? From those busy sidewalks over on Hempstead Turnpike to a nice quiet walk in a local park. A well-trained dog gets to enjoy all of it right alongside you. And good training, it really builds confidence, not just for your dog, but for you too.
So what exactly makes a trainer great? It's not magic. It really just comes down to a couple of key things: the methods they use, and of course, their qualifications.
Today's best training methods are all about partnership, not dominance. And the foundation of that is positive reinforcement. All it means is you reward the behavior you want to see. It's that simple. And when you do that, your dog wants to learn, and that just makes your bond so much stronger.
Okay, but a good philosophy is one thing. You also want to see some proof of their expertise, right? Credentials are so important. They show that a trainer has actually invested in their education and that they're keeping up with the latest in animal behavior. It's just a really clear sign that they take their profession seriously.
I know, all those letters after a trainer's name can get a little confusing, but they tell you a lot. Think of something like a CPDTK for your everyday manners and obedience training. But if you're dealing with something more serious, like real anxiety or reactivity, you'll want to look for those advanced ones, like CBCCK. That tells you the trainer has specialized knowledge.
All right, let's switch gears and talk about the practical stuff. Picking a right kind of program for your dog and, of course, what you can expect to pay for it here in the Levittown area.
So, you basically got two main options here. Group classes, they're fantastic for socialization and for teaching your dog to focus when there are other dogs and people around. On the flip side, if you've got a specific issue, like say your dog just bolts out the front door every chance it gets, private training is amazing because it happens right there in your home.
So what does that one-on-one attention cost? Just to give you a ballpark idea, a single private session around Levittown is typically going to fall somewhere in this range. And that price reflects the trainer's level of expertise and just the general cost of doing business on Long Island.
Okay, so here's how it all breaks down. As you can see, group classes are usually the most budget-friendly way to get started. Private lesson packages often give you a better deal than paying per session. And yeah, board and train looks like a big number, but that's because it's a completely immersive, round-the-clock training program for your dog.
All right, this next section is just for you folks in Levittown and Nassau County. Let's cover the important local rules and then talk about some great places you can go to put all that new training to good use. And this is a really big one to remember. The Nassau County leash law is super simple, and they do enforce it. Your dog's leash cannot be longer than 6 feet in any public place. So that means, technically, those long retractable leashes, if you let them out all the way, you're probably not in compliance.
And besides the leash law, there are a few other must-dos. Your dog needs a current rabies vaccine, the tag has to be physically on their collar, and you have to be licensed with your town, which for Levittown residents is the town of Hempstead. These are just the non-negotiables for being a responsible dog owner around here.
Okay, now for the fun stuff. Once you've got all the rules down, our whole community basically becomes your training playground. Because the best training doesn't just happen in your living room, right? You've got to take it out into the real world to make it stick.
And luckily, we've got some great spots to do just that. The dog run at Wantagh Park is perfect for safely working on off-leash skills like recall. Eisenhower Park has all those paths that are great for practicing polite leash walking. Want a real challenge? Head to the Jones Beach Boardwalk during the off-season. And for a nice focused walk, the Bethpage Bikeway is fantastic.
Okay, so you've done the homework, you know what you're looking for, and you have a budget. Now you've actually got to pick up the phone or send that email and talk to a trainer. Let's make sure you're ready for that conversation. Just think of this as your little cheat sheet for that first call. You want to hear them talk about their methods, ask about their certifications, and definitely talk about their experience with your dog's specific issues. Also find out what a program actually looks like and get a super clear breakdown of the costs. That way, there are absolutely no surprises later on.
So after all that, it really boils down to one question you have to ask yourself. What does my dog and what do I truly need right now? Do you need socialization or that focused in-home help? Maybe it's a bigger reset. Once you know that, you'll have a much clearer idea of which path is right for you.
Look, choosing the right trainer is such a huge first step toward a happier, less stressful life with your dog. Having that well-behaved companion makes everything better. Every walk, every time a friend comes over, every single day here in Levittown. We really hope you find the perfect partner for your training journey.